We're back, guys. And our next question reads, because we have to roll into these questions because we have a lot more behind it. My name is, I won't say the name.
Right.
I'm 27 years old and I'm in a relationship that is coming to an end.
Mm-hmm.
We have decided to part ways, but our current situations is preventing me from being able to move out. We sleep in the same bed, but my 2-year-old sleeps in between us, so we don't touch or kiss or anything. But we go out about everything else as if we're still together. And I would like to elaborate on the situation. I don't think there's enough space on here. We have been together since 2009. We moved kind of fast, and I have moved with her to the state of Florida from North Carolina. Is there more on that?
Mm-hmm.
You guys seem like you are a very wise couple, and you guys got it together. I just need some advice about what I need to do, and I think I need it from the outside looking in on my situation because it's a lot. Please, if you ladies have time, I would really appreciate you giving me some advice about my situation.
I am a woman, but please don't refer to me as a lady.
I heard that.
Go ahead.
Tell them, baby. What? Okay. Well, actually, I had time to, talk to this young lady, inboxing back and forth a little bit about her relationship and problems that they had. Mm-hmm. And it is a lot. It's a lot. And I guess when some people are sending comments and questions in, and they're already telling us that, the relationship is over or it's too late, but we still want the advice.
Right.
And I guess I'm going to assume that you want the advice so that you know not to make the same mistakes in your next relationship, because you're saying this one is already done. The ties are severed. There is no mending of this relationship. And I hate to hear that because, our love and relationships are based around trying to keep the relationships together, keep that fire burning, and Trace, stop it. And when you have these minor hiccups in your relationship, do know that it could be worse. And some things are easily worked out. But if somebody's giving up, then you can't work it out by yourself. It takes two to make a relationship work. And it takes two to lay everything out on the table and, say this is what I don't like, this is what I need help with, vice versa. But you have to have that willing partner to come in. Do y'all see how he's looking at me? Come in and really say that they both want it to work and we're both willing to fight it out to keep our relationship. So from talking to this young lady, she was the only one really fighting to keep the relationship, and she felt like the other partner had given up, and it had a lot to do with finances, the femme girl having 3 children, the stud having none, and then it took a toll on her, and she was like, what is she doing? She still want to live her life, but then the femme saying, well, you knew I had all this coming in, so now you get me from North Carolina all the way to Florida, and now you're changing up on me, and you don't want the relationship. Well, my heart goes out to you, Florida, young lady that moved from North Carolina to Florida. And now that you're there, she doesn't want the relationship, but she's not willing to even fight for what you guys have. It's sad to say that you did tell me recently that she completely severed the ties and you guys are broken up. At this point, the only thing I would say to you is we need to talk about moving forward now, because she don't want the relationship. For you and from us. Well, I'm going to let my baby speak his piece. But from me to you, moving forward, make sure the next relationship you get in, and make sure you take your time and get your time to heal and get yourself together, you and your children. But make sure the next relationship you get in, because you did tell me you jumped in it fast, and, I guess because that's the excited puppy love that you go through when you meet somebody. You feel like that's just the one. But remember that you're a single mom with 3 children and you don't have a lot of help. So make sure whomever likes you, want to date you, or want you to become their woman, they understand your whole history and your package of what comes with you, which is your 3 children. They will always be a part of you. Until they're 18 and going off to college or what have you. So they have to come in accepting a whole lot, and you're going to have to make sure they understand that, because if they're not on the same page to accept that, that's not something that you need to put yourself in, because you'll be going down the same path again, which is what you described to me earlier. I feel sorry for her, babe, but my heart goes out. It really does. So what do you have to say?
Yeah, my heart goes out to you also. And, the part of your story that I keyed in on is the fact that you have children. And, you know, when you're going into a relationship with someone else who doesn't have children, you have to take that mothering role and make sure you do what's best for your kids. And I know you couldn't have predicted that this would happen, but you picked up your entire family and moved to be with this young lady. And now in terms, you know, you guys are all displaced because of this. And again, we take leaps of faith based on our hearts and our feelings.
We do.
And I'm not, you know, saying that you were wrong for doing so, because at the time, I'm sure you thought that it would have worked out. But like my baby said, you're at a point right now where this individual your ex has called it quits. So you need to focus on you and your children and make sure you do what's best for you guys. It's very difficult to go into a relationship with kids, and we have some other questions that based on that.
Yeah.
So we wish you the best, and we want you to continue to communicate with us.
Please do.
With how your situation is going.
Yeah.
But right now, our suggestion to you is to focus on you
and get stable for you and your kids.
Yes, do what's best for you and your children, and move forward. And before trying to rekindle or do anything like that, you know, you need to take a step back and ask yourself, what if you do go back? Because I'm sure you guys are going to go back and forth about, should we get back together? I mean, you know, it's going to come up. You need to take a step back and say, you know, and think about what's going to be best for you guys and what can you do better to make sure that this situation, this kind of issue doesn't occur again.
Yeah.
Okay. So just let us know and keep in contact.
Please do.
We're going to go ahead and move into our next question. And this is it right here, right, babe?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It reads, I've been dealing with and want to hear you guys take on it. What do you do in your lesbian relationship when both of you have children and one of the children don't respect their mother's partner? Even though the two parents have discussed and argued about it on several occasions, and that parent doesn't feel their child is being disrespectful, but it's been an ongoing issue in the relationship. Deep.
Okay. We've had, since we started these episodes, we've had several questions that has a lot of the relationship with children involved and the issues that happen when the kids are involved. And it's a very sensitive subject, and you have to definitely kind of go about it very careful, especially about the choice of words you use.
Right.
And this all comes from, like we say, we're familiar with this because we have children.
Right.
To the person that sent this in, you know, and I guess at the end of the day, they stated that, you know, the relationship, you know, has severed, and I'm assuming it's because of this big issue with the child not respecting the mother's partner.
Right.
First and foremost, children are to respect all adults, period.
Partner or not.
That's first. And to me, if the mother don't put her foot down and make sure her children is respecting adults, period, let alone someone she call her partner, I have an issue with that. Because I don't tolerate disrespectfulness in my household. I don't care if it's the small one to the teenager. That's just not tolerated here. And you have to have some type of, you know, rule set within your family, period. Because first of all, it's two families coming together. That's new. And you got to know you got to find a happy medium, because it's new for the kids. The kids have to adapt to a new environment. Am I right?
That's
true, that's not easy.
No.
So you have to kind of understand children are going to kind of, you know, act out, be rude, try to at least, because they may not want their mother there, or they may not want to be there.
Right.
However, the children still doesn't run the show.
Right.
It's the two adults that run that show.
Exactly.
And if these two people wanted to be together, the children needed to be dealt with, period. I'm sorry. There should never be the word disrespectful children in no one's household, because when two parents are in there, or two adults, or two partners, there should never be no one disrespecting the other partner. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I don't tolerate that.
You're getting heated, baby.
Yes, I am, because I don't tolerate that.
She's getting on fire. She don't deal with it. Wow, it's my turn.
I'm sorry, but what I will say to end this, I would not let a child ruin my relationship.
Right.
That I will not. My partner will ruin my relationship if they don't deal with the child, but a child would not ruin my relationship. Now you can go speak your piece, honey.
You're going to get some juice.
Sure.
All right. Okay. My response to this question. As I read it out loud, the first thing that I recognize is that there is both parents, this individual who sent in the question, along with the mother of the children, you both do not have an equal understanding of what disrespectful means, because the person who sent in the question feels that they're being disrespectful, but the mother of the children feels that the children are not being disrespectful.
That's a problem.
That's a problem. And gosh, I don't know how many times we're going to say this during our webisodes, but a conversation. You have to talk. It doesn't matter how someone else takes something, their perception. For example, this is what I'm saying. If my baby came to me and said, Trey, one of your little girls, Stella or Gianna, is being disrespectful to me. I shouldn't say, well, baby, I don't think they're being disrespectful, because it's not my perception. If it's my baby's perception and that is how she is taking their interaction, then that's what I need to address. Not how I feel about the situation, but what my sweetheart is feeling. It's no longer about me. And it is a very touchy subject, because we're dealing with children, and when it belongs to one and not the other, it's a lot of emotions that are flowing, so we have to take ourselves out of it as a parent and look at it as an adult. And the person that sent this in, if you are feeling disrespected, you need to have a conversation, not an argument, not a bickering, not a debate.
Yeah.
You need to have a conversation with your partner and explain to your partner what you feel is disrespectful. Because again, we come from different backgrounds.
Yeah, totally different backgrounds.
So what we're raised with believing is disrespectful may not be another person's view
of disrespect.
So you have to explain to your partner what you feel is disrespectful. And hopefully your partner is respectful of you to understand that your
feelings.
And bottom line, children don't run your household.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? So,
because those children are going to grow up and grow out. And at the end of the day, you want your partner there with you to grow old with.
Yes.
However, if those children are being disrespectful, that's not going to happen.
That's not going to work.
And then you said it was an ongoing issue in the relationship. That's utterly ridiculous to me.
That's not new.
So that's just like the child ran the household. Even though you were putting your foot down, the mother with the softy spot, she felt like the child was not being disrespectful.
Now, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the child or children that are being disrespectful in this relationship, they're playing y'all.
Yep. They know exactly what to do. And I hate that it caused your relationship, because you shouldn't let children run you out of your relationship.
They're playing.
But then if you're thinking about it, you got to think about the mother of that child. She's not respecting her partner's feelings.
Right. It's a tough situation to be in. And, I guess the bottom line to this is we need the adults to talk. We need the adults to come up with an understanding of what respect is and what disrespect is. And then together you deliver that to the children.
You're right. You have to be on the same accord.
Not in front of them. You need to have a conversation without the kids. Not argue, not fuss, not whatever that you've been doing. Do it in private.
But then in the end, they need to come together and bring that kid in the picture.
And let them know.
So the kid would know that you can't play us, that we're on the same page.
Exactly. And it doesn't matter what. And I'm going to end it with this, baby. It doesn't matter how you feel. And I'm going to say this from personal. It doesn't matter how I feel or how my baby feel. We say it to each other. Yeah. We can't say it to the kids. And again, we've learned this from experience. The kids don't need to know what you're thinking. Your partner needs to know that. And then you address the kids.
Right.
It's your house, right?
And you run it, not the children.
Exactly. This is Trey&Tonya Loveology, and we'll be back.